Hello and welcome to the barn. It's been a while since I've done a video, and this one's going to be a little bit different than what I've done in the past and what you're kind of used to. So I do forging classes here locally, 3-hour long beginner forging classes. We get to work on a railroad spike and just kind of get people into the whole forging, blacksmithing, that sort of stuff. So I usually ask 2 questions when they come. Have you ever done any blacksmithing, forging before? And then a lot of them say no. My next question is, have you seen Forged in Fire? Everyone says yes to that. So with that in mind, one of my most popular questions as we go through and the people are enjoying it and learning is, how much does it cost to get set up in this? And I keep telling them I don't want to see them here every week. I want them to get out and do their own thing, set up their own garage, barn, outdoor, whatever, and get to doing their own stuff. So today we're going to do an unboxing of Harbor Freight's Doyle anvil. It's a 65-pound cast steel anvil. Came out about a year ago, something like that. Their previous brand before this had some very bad reviews, did not hold up to stress. This one online, I've not had it in person yet, but online it has been doing pretty good with reviews on it. So, as to answer the question that I get a lot of the time, I direct them to some of the volcano forges and the stuff I get off Amazon, but the anvils are one of the harder things to find right now. If you go to one of the kind of the name brand anvil sites or distributors, you're looking at between $8 and $12 a pound for an anvil. Obviously that can add up pretty quick. For a beginner, it's hard to get into that. This guy, again, 65 pounds, I was out the door of Harbor Freight today for, I think, 135 bucks, some 140, something around there. So, obviously the price point is great, especially for starting out. So I just wanted to get into it, unbox it, see what we can find, and if it's worth the hype at all. So let's get into it right now. Use this nice chainsaw chain and motorcycle chain Damascus that I made up last time. Again, Doyle brand, 80% rebound is what they say on it. Let's see if that's correct on that and get into it. I am in no way affiliated with Harbor Freight. I went and paid for this with my own money, expected nothing back and all that. So let's get in and see what we can find. So I'm going to cut this box away so you can see in there what we're looking at here. Cut that down. So, as you can see, packaged decently. Got the horn over on this side, around in the cardboard there. So we're going to pull that off, throw that to the side. Yeah, again, there's been a lot of reviews on this, but I thought it'd be fun just to do it on here, something a little different, try it out. I'll show you my other anvil in a little bit. It's a Wisdom 112 pound. That does all right. Like anything, when you're doing classes and stuff, it does tend to get beat up a little bit. And I've been noticing lately that one's been having some pretty good dents in it. So figured let's give this a shot. Again, it's a great answer to people just getting into it. So I wanted to be able to have them be able to look at it, play with it, and be able to say, hey, I actually do kind of like this. Maybe this is something worthwhile checking out, you know, and I can go get it into it for pretty cheap. So yeah, first impressions, I like the design of it. The horn up front, great shape of that in my opinion. It definitely has a lot of curve to it. That should be really nice for being able to draw that metal out and also hook those depending on what we're doing here. I don't see anything. The one of the complaints that I get about this, let's just get out of the box here. Perfect. One of the main complaints that I have seen on this is that they do sometimes come up with some plug welds in it where the cast did not quite take, and so they plugged it in, and that can create a softer spot in the metal, right? So that's kind of what we're going to be looking for. There's a 90-day return on it. If that is, yeah, if I do find flaws in it, something like that. But that is nice to be able to walk into a store. I could open it up right there and taking a look at it. Yeah, I'll bring it over here in a second, but general looks on it have a little bit of tooling marks on this side, but as far as plug welds or anything like that, I am not seeing anything on it. It's looking nice and clean. Usually you can tell there's just be a little discoloration in there. So yeah, so far it looks good. I'll bring it over, we'll take a look at it close up. So, as you can see, I mentioned some of the tooling marks just around here. There's definitely, I can't feel anything there, so I'm not worried about that at all. Beyond that, the face looks pretty good on it. It's got a 3/4 inch hardy hole and pritchel hole here. Some people say you need to kind of ream that out a little bit, which I might be able to, but again, that's not too big an issue for me. Stands up nice on it. Obviously compared to my 270 one here, it's a little small, but it's going to serve its purpose well. So let's go over here and take a look at my other setup here. Again, this is a Wisdom, about 112 pound steel anvil. As you can tell, I've just been getting a lot of nicks in it here. Now that is, you know, could be due to a lot of just different people hitting it, you know, maybe hitting it totally correctly, and that I totally understand that, beginner class and all that, but I did want to be able just to try to get something that I can recommend to people on the budget, because I thought that would be good. So let's do some more tests on it. All right, so one of the tests I was interested in is the rebound test. So as you remember on the packaging, it said that it was a 80% rebound. So the rebound is exactly what it says. Basically, as you drop something on the anvil, they're going to be hard enough and designed so that they actually bounce back up whatever is coming onto them. This is a way that as you're using your hammer, you will see that as the hammer gives that nice ring and bounces back up. That will help out with efficiency when you're working with your piece. As you have that hot piece of steel or whatever you have on here as you hit it, if you have a soft underneath, that's going to take some of that energy out of your swing, and it's also going to deaden it and make you work harder to do that. Whereas if it has a good rebound on the anvil, it's usually a sign of a higher grade anvil, and it's going to kick that hammer back up, and it's going to allow all that energy to go right into your piece and allow you to work it more efficiently. So how I'm going to test that is a very crude little contraption I have here, but I have a 1.5 inch steel ball bearing up top here, and so obviously 12 inches on the ruler here. So for 80%, which is what they claim, we're looking for it to come back to about 9.5 inches, something around there. So we're just going to drop it a couple different places, let it bounce, and yeah, see what we can see. So from 12 inches, that was pretty good. That went up almost to 10, if not a little bit more. Let's move over here a little closer to the hardy hole. I would say about the same. It's always fun to let it run out all the way. Yeah, no, that's pretty impressive. That's let's go back here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any really dead spots on it. That's pretty impressive, guys. Again, they claim for 80%, and that's at least that, if not a little bit more. So as far as that goes, you know, I'm pretty impressed with that, which is good. Obviously didn't dent the anvil at all, anything like that. It's the 1095 ball bearing, so it's decently hard steel, nothing crazy, but yeah, so I wouldn't anticipate it denting this at all, but good rebound on that. Something else about the anvil I have noticed is it has decently sharp edges on it coming down the side here. There's a little bit of a bevel going on to it, but not much. So I will probably, it's called dressing the anvil, so I will probably prepare that a little bit more and I'll round that off. Excuse me. So one reason that people do that is kind of, whenever you have a nice 90-degree corner, sometimes that can come in handy, but it also, as you have a hot piece of steel and going against that, that is one way where you can actually cut into that steel. And so if you're not prepared for that or not, you know, thinking about that, you can do some damage to your steel as well. So a lot of times you just put a little bit of rounding on it. It also helps keep that edge from chipping out. So if you do a miss swing and you hit right on that edge, if it's a 90-degree, it's going to be a lot more prone to chipping out a section of that rather than just kind of denting or allowing it to take that. So I'll probably do a little bit of that, of rounding to that edge there. I, for myself, will probably do kind of a gradual or gradial one. So I'll start with a, probably, I'm not sure what side yet I'll pick, but a more gentle one where I'll almost leave it 90 degrees. So if I do want a very sharp edge, I can move over there to work and go over to a more, you know, 1/4 inch kind of rounded off area so that I can just have different areas depending on what I want to put into the steel. But overall, yeah, rebound test was great. Quite a bit better than the Wisdom anvil over there. To be honest, that was kind of what put me down this path of looking for a new one. That one, I was only bouncing back up to about maybe 4 inches. Like we're talking 40% rebound type thing on it. My 270 here, the big boy, that is right around the 80%, which is great to do, and you can definitely hear that and tell that as you're working it. So, yeah. So for now, it's rebounding good. We'll make sure that lasts for a good amount of time and go from there. But overall, I like it. So I might kind of get set up here, do a little heat and just a little hitting on it, and then we'll kind of give the final review after that. All right, hope you guys can hear me. So I will bring this anvil up. It's a little low, obviously, for me right now, but because I do classes, I had that one set higher, this one a little lower. But the sand does allow me to adjust it on the fly, that kind of stuff. I just don't have any sand on site right now, but I will raise it up. But got a railroad spike in the forge, so let's grab that, toss it on the anvil, just get a few hits on it, see how it feels. As I said, that other wisdom one, I could tell when I was hitting on it, it had a different noise to it, a lot duller, kind of a thud rather than a ring. I'm expecting a lot more ring out of this one, and then I'll be able to feel that hit as it comes back up. So I won't do much, but let's just get a couple of hits on it, one heat, and see what we can do, and just kind of get a feel for it. So. That seemed to do exactly what I wanted to do. It held on nice, it moved nice. No, not really tons of complaints. Because it's a smaller base, I'll probably end up welding it to a piece of steel that I can put in there, just to get a little more stability if you're going to be hitting it on the board, or over on the side here type thing. It does move a bit, but as far as right in the center, that ring's nice, and I have no complaints. Obviously, that's just one hit on it, right? One heat. I just wanted to kind of get a feel. You guys don't need to be around. I'll do a test, and show after a bunch of hitting and that kind of stuff on it. Shut that down so we can think a little bit more. But yeah, basically I kind of did everything I expected to do just out of that first hit. Everything felt nice on it, so we'll yeah, go from there. All right, so what is this all about? Why am I putting this video out? Why did I buy this anvil? All those fun questions. So basically what I want to do with this is answer one of the most common questions that I get during my forging classes, when I tell people about what I do, general conversations. One of the most common questions related to this is, man, how much does it cost? Where can I get stuff to get into it? Yeah, the forge and that kind of stuff you can get pretty cheaply. But the anvils, man, that's a hard one to find. And, that's why I wanted to get this, test it. I'm excited to put it through its paces. I'll definitely be working with it the next little while. And then it'll jump into rotation for my classes as well once I'm confident in it and we can start working on that. But I will say for, $140, it's really, I think, going to be hard to beat. I know there's some other budget anvils of online stuff, but again, the ability to be able to go in store, check it out, 90-day warranty on it, and be able to look at it, get a hands on it, and actually see it in person, I think is a pretty big plus for me. So yeah, I guess I would say so far, obviously I haven't used it too much, but so far fairly impressed with it. It seems solid. I'm not worried about it breaking. Other people have done very intense stress tests on it, so I'm not worried about that. But if you're doing this every day for work, is it going to be the anvil for you? Probably not. But to start out, get you going, it's, I think, going to be a whole lot better than a railroad tie, which is another common thing, and go from there. There's little things. There's no holes to attach it down. Not a big thing for me. I'll probably either weld it to some plate or do something like that. But people will come up with ways to do that. So overall, it seems impressive. So I'd say if you're interested, go check it out. Yeah, I think you could get a pretty solid setup for under $400 to get started, including anvil, forge, everything. So if you guys are interested in me going into the forge next and kind of laying out all the different, price wise, what we could do it. I can definitely do that for you, but I think this is a good start. The anvils are harder to find, and yeah, right now this seems to be like one of the best ways to go. So perfect. Thanks guys for watching. Let me know if you like this and what you want to see in the future. Hoping to kick in gear during summer here. Lets me get out and do a few more things. So hopefully gonna keep uploading a little bit more, but we'll see as life continues on. So thanks again guys. Yeah, like the video, comment down below, let me know what you think. And if you've used one of these, let me know what your experiences is. Was it good? Was it bad? Did it die after 4 months? Let me know. I want to know. So thanks guys. Take it easy.